to Fact Up. Fresh news every day.
There's panic in Washington. The Pentagon is urgently ramping up weapons production. Is a new conflict with China brewing? NATO's northern flank is on alert. Denmark is urgently raising reservists. A new war with Russia. Trump surprises the world again. He presented a peace plan for Gaza, one that contains 20 points. Will permanent peace be achieved? Moscow is openly threatening America. Russian generals declare that a strike on U.S. troops is a reality. What will Washington do? YouTube is obligated to pay Trump a record $24 billion. That's more than the annual budget of some countries. Donald Trump met with the Prime Minister of Israel, Netanyahu, in the White House. Donald Trump presented Gaz plan, in which contains 20 points, which he called the recipient of eternal world.
So this is a big, big day, a beautiful day, potentially one of the great days ever in civilization. Gaza is one thing, but we're talking about much beyond Gaza. The whole deal, everything getting solved. It's called peace in the Middle East.
Following a meeting with the Israeli Prime Minister, Donald Trump stated that,
I also want to thank Prime Minister Netanyahu for agreeing to the plan and for trusting that if we work together, we can bring an end to the death and destruction that we've seen for so many years, decades, even centuries, and begin a new chapter of security, peace, and prosperity for the entire region. And if Hamas rejects the deal, which is always possible, they're the only one left. Everyone else has accepted it. But I have a feeling that we're going to have a positive answer. But if not, as you know, Bibi, you'd have our full backing.
Trump declared that,
if Hamas accepts the proposal, it will provide for the immediate release of all hostages.
Write your opinion in the comments and tell me how you think Donald Trump will be able to end this war. EU High Representative for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, Kaja Kallas, commented on this. President Trump's Gaza plan is an opportunity for lasting peace. It offers the best immediate chance to end the war. The EU is ready to help it succeed. Israel has signed on to the plan. Hamas must now accept it without delay, starting with the immediate release of hostages. Exactly the same idea was expressed and supported by the American Special Envoy Steve Witkoff. The White House is imposing 100% tariffs on goods from China and the European Union. Everything from steel and electronics to automobiles in Hollywood are under attack.
Our movie-making business has been stolen from the United States of America by other countries, just like stealing candy from a baby. California, with its weak and incompetent governor, has been particularly hard hit. Therefore, in order to solve this long-time, never-ending problem, I will be imposing a 100% tariff on any and all movies that are made outside of the United States. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again. President DJT.
But the question is, won't such a drastic and serious decision by Trump provoke mass protests in society? Denmark is sounding the alarm. The government is officially calling up reservists after a series of incidents involving unknown drones over the North Sea. Copenhagen is categorical. This is a threat to national security and a challenge to all of NATO. The military is increasing patrols, and ships and fighter jets are being put on combat alert. Experts claim the drones may have been conducting reconnaissance near energy infrastructure, including gas pipelines. Denmark is warning its allies, we are entering an era of constant pressure. It appears that NATO's northern flank is becoming a new front line. Do you think another world war has begun? Europe is raising the alarm. Discussions in Stockholm about the possibility of developing its own nuclear program are growing louder. Sweden, which for years relied on its NATO allies, is now openly saying that threats from Russia and global instability are forcing it to seek new responses. Experts warn that this represents a dramatic shift in the European security architecture. We clearly see that Russia is increasingly eager to expand its war to every possible country, not just Ukraine. Afghanistan is in darkness. The Taliban has officially shut down the internet nationwide. Millions of people are losing contact with the outside world. No social media, no news, no voice. The authorities cite national security, but human rights activists point to strict censorship and fear of protests. The economy is paralyzed. Businesses are unable to operate, are losing control. International organizations are warning that Afghanistan is turning into a digital prison. This is a signal to the US and Europe that the regime is resorting to extreme measures to maintain absolute power. London challenges the Kremlin. The new British Defense Minister, John Healy, addressed Putin directly. "You will not win." He said that London is increasing military assistance to Ukraine and is ready to stand to the end. In Britain, they emphasize, Moscow miscalculated, thinking that the West would get tired. On the contrary, the Allies are increasing support for Kyiv. These are not just words, but a strategic signal. London is taking on the role of one of the main engines of resistance. For the US and NATO, this is confirmation. Europe is determined to fight until victory. On his Truth Social page, Donald Trump stated that
YouTube surrenders pays President Trump $24.5 million for illegal ban. This massive victory proves big tech censorship has consequences. Every shadow ban patriot deserves justice. Trump fought for free speech and won. Repost if ALL banned conservatives should be paid.
the Pentagon is acting preemptively. Washington is officially accelerating production of advanced weapons, explicitly naming China as the primary threat. This includes long-range missiles, underwater drones, and air defense systems designed to strengthen the U.S. position in the Indo-Pacific region. The Department of Defense emphasizes that Beijing is expanding its arsenal faster than anyone else, and America is obliged to respond. Production lines are being switched to 24/7 operation, and contracts with corporations worth billions are being signed. This isn't just a technology race, it's preparation for a possible direct confrontation between the two superpowers. Moscow is moving to direct threats. The Kremlin says that if the U.S. continues to support Ukraine, the response will be asymmetric and painful. Russian officials are even hinting at the nuclear factor in attacks on American interests in the world. In Washington, these words are called blackmail, but the Pentagon is already preparing options for response. Analysts warn that Moscow's rhetoric is becoming more aggressive, which increases the risk of direct confrontation. For the U.S., this is a signal that the Kremlin is testing the limits, checking whether America is ready to retreat or, on the contrary, respond more harshly.